Welcome everyone. Today I gonna discuss about something about aviation assignment. I discuss on based on one of the reference. The assignment gives a good pictures of aviation industries deal with various aspects of the industry as a whole. By doing this assignment, we want to understood many factors that affect the growth of aviation industry. It covered different field of aviation like low cost carriers, domestic airlines, economic status, different features of Airbus, etc. Fact affecting the development of the aviation industry, cost factor, government policy, economic change, competitions in the sectors. Low cost airfare. Low cost airline. An airline that offered generally low fare in exchange for eliminating many traditional passenger service. The concept originated in the United States before spreading to Europe in the early 1990s. The term originated within the airline industry, referring to airlines with lower operation cost structure than their competitions. It is often applied to any carrier with low ticket price and limited services. So Indian first low cost airline Air Descent standard in August 25 and 2003. Its cost was almost 30% less than those offered, but it rivals such an Indian airline and the jet airline. Success of Air Descent has supported the entry of the most than a dozen low-cost airline in India. SpaceJet, a low-cost airline based in Delhi, it started operations in May 2005. Earlier known as Royal Airways, it is a reinforcement of aviation. Established in June 2004, started its operations in October 2005. Initially, it started with 20 leased A320 Airbus and how it's raised to 40. Business tactic: a single passenger class, a single type of aeroplane for reducing training and service costs. Minimum set of operation optional equipment on the aeroplane, reducing cost of acquisition and maintenance. Sample phase schemes, flying to cheaper, less congested secondary airplane. Flying early in the morn and at night of avoid traffic delays and the tech advantage of low landing fees. Fast turnature times to allow maximum use of aircraft. Simplified routes and encourage use of direct flights. Emphasize on the direct sales of ticket. Employees working in multiple rows. Aggressive fuel heading program. Compromise of the fares between LCC, full service airline and rail. Operational cost and operating cost revenue. Here we can clearly differentiate that the operating expenses of the full services airline is greater than its operations revenue. But when other commercial airlines are considered, it just of the opposite. How it affect the industry: give a true competitive to the other category airline, which is turn result in advantage to people. Reduce cost equal to more passenger, more job opportunity booming up, reduce in operating cost and thereby more profit to airline industry. Opening up of new internal routes, overall economic growth. Criticism: issues of unbounding of and selling charges to make heading fare apparent lower. Some airline charge additional fees for airline airport check-in, baggage check-in, handling charges, settle, seat allocate, and credit card processing. Impose high penalty charges for and carry on the baggage exceed their stipulations. LCC can oppose a serious threat of the full services airlines since the high cost structure of the full services carriers can prevent them from competitive effectively in price. How to get low fact in airlines: book during sales period, book well in advance, fly of ticket peak seasons if possible, price wars between airline the creative with your routes, known the airlines and go for deals. Increase in domestic airlines: with the decentralized liberalizations of aviation sector in India, more domestic airlines were introduced. The increase in domestic airlines are affected by factors such as growing middle class and its purchasing power, low airfares offered by low cost air fare, growth of tourism industry, increase in outbound travel and overall economic growth. Indian domestic airline passenger share 2008 and 2007. This is a graphical representation showing the variations in number of passenger travel by the air in different airline. Indian economy. Indian economy is one of the fastest growing economy in the world. Government is keen to support and encourage new industries into the economy. Although the world economy is facing great depression, Indian economy more emphasis is given to the business plan of the new entrants and conducting service of entry. which growth rate is 18 per. The Indian economy is one of the fastest growing aviation industry. India has jumps up the ninth position in the world aviation market according to the recent estimation by the Internal Air and Transportation Associations. By 2020, 400 million Indian passengers are likely to be airborne. By then, Indian airports are expected to handle more than 100 million passengers, including 16 million domestic passengers. Domestic air trafficking is likely to be more doubles and touch 86.1 million passenger. Government plans to invest $9 billion. Government is also planning to develop around 300 unusual airstrip. Part of Indian craft, horizontal stables, wing, jet wing, cockpits, radars, visual stabilizer, elevators, flag, aviation, spotlights, slats, etc. Airline sequence Airbus A330 introducing 1960 twin engage and versus Airbus A320 industry in 1980 specification 13 frames smaller less wings small wings and versions A30 A310 300 Airbus 340 introducing in 1987 specification 4 engines versions A340 200 Airbus A38 introducing in April 2005 specification double-deck passenger capacity 500 to 800 versions A38s. Features of A38 double-deck of the provide maximum seating capacity, more of fuel efficiency for engines to make more powerful use of electric materials. Interior specification much wider seat, more headed LCD PSU display, wide variety bins, increased cabin, etc. A30 cabin and A340 cabin. A30 layout. Comparison economy cockpit comparison we are just observing technical comparisons evaluations in A380 safety equipment oxygen makes place in overhead cabins to manipulate decompressions in the cabin for every passengers fire X or crash X to assist in cutting or hacking exist or any area that is blocked during emergencies. Radio beacons. A radio beacons on board to give out emergency signals and particular frequency in case of the emergency with no emergency with no outside world found in the bin as well as in the slide drafts. Asbestos gloves for protections of the hand during the flights. Smoke goggle, the goggle found in the cocktail which protects eye against smoke, thus helping crew fight the fire. Megaphone handle to help loudspeaker used by crew and enable them to direct emergency evaluation procedures by being heard over various sound associated with the emergency. Live vest automatically inflatable vest found under every seats on the boat to help flotation during dicting. Children life vests are also presenting in similar size. Fire extinguisher devices used to contain overcome fire. They are of two types, halon and water. First aid kits. Kits used in inner case of injury or the emergency contain emergency limits to item for treatment and can be administered by crew. Emergency exist. In case of an emergency, these exist can be used to get out the aircraft. The doors are not opened properly. Even door in an aircraft is an emergency exist. Slide an aircraft in case of depletion and other emergency. The slide inside the door inflation automatically to allow the passenger to slide down and use it and a craft in the case of ditchings and move away to safety. These were not present. Brace position. This is a position a passenger should adopt should the aircraft have to make an emergency landing. If there is time before the aircraft touches down, the crew should try and ensure that all passengers have adopted the position. The flight service offers different kind of foods, in-flight beverages, different kind of things, different kind of all non-alcoholic things, and other special meals, and which is very much in flights for everyone. Uncompromised minors, child below the age of 12 traveling alone can be termed as the unaccompanied minor. A AUNO is board fast and deployed last. Comparison is the flight facility offered. This is the comparison in between different kind of flights. Personal TV system, only a common television screen available for every passenger. Gallery in different Airbus, dream jobs, duties of the cabin crew, direct and assist passengers, announce and demonstrates safety and emergency, work areas of the planes, attention per flight concerning weather, altitude, routes, prepared passenger and aircraft for landing, check to ensure the food, reassure passenger when situations such as turbulence are encountered, verified the first aid kit and other emergency equipment, determine specific assistance. Personal attributes: service oriented, dependable, sensitive of the duty, team capacity, community, well groomed, devised, fairly independent, showing off. The conclusion: in my assignment, we are trying to understand various aspects of the aviation industry. For doing these things, we are trying to understand different kind of things and everything. And most important aspect is that we have to understand how the aviation industry can survive, how aviation industry can play roles in this situation. COVID is very important and we need to take care of the COVID. And in this COVID-19 situation, if we can properly handle COVID, take proper vaccinations and SOP, then we can take care of everyone. Thank you everyone. If you have any kind of question, you can directly communicate with us. And most important thing is that World Talent Economy Forum, School of Talent Economy, we are trying to launching our fundraising campaign. I request everyone to do the fundraising. And beside that, everyone has any kind of question and anything, you can communicate with me. Thank you.